Pitch here is the reason I got into reptiles. These videos are the reasons I got into YouTube, to help people help others, because this hobby is less about them than it is about the people. So we need to understand that. We need to come together to be better for our animals. And that's what these videos are, reasons why. I don't know if you can see correctly, but Pitch here, you can see she is on this plate. She's moving around now. We're going to help her out here in a bit. We'll pull her out here in a bit. So a few months ago, I seen a post from a lady who was an instructor. And she was getting a class bearded dragon from a grant from a big pet name store. So she ended up posting about this, saying how much she's heard bad things about these pet stores and how their bearded dragons aren't as healthy. So she has to pick a bearded dragon from this and has to get all her equipment from this pet store. So what's the best advice to give her for picking out a dragon? That's what she wanted. Pretty obvious. I mean, plenty of advice out there for picking out dragons. I see that there's 60 comments at the bottom of this screen. And I'm wondering, okay, so I'm a firm believer, if you don't have time to read the comments, you don't have time to comment. So I start scrolling down through them, and I know that I looked over 30 of them. Over 30. And every one of them said the same thing. I got a dragon from the pet store, and my dragon's doing fine. I could make both arguments. Spike here might have died from a genetic defect, while Pitch, maybe even from the same exact clutch. See, she's over here now where the two lights meet. This is a grow light, and that is a UVB. She will actually sit here because she's getting a almost full spectrum like the sun would provide. It's the closest thing we could possibly get. And I love that she found it, because it probably means her immune system and other factors. But, so there's over 30 comments that say the exact same thing. Now, if there's 3 people who comment the exact same thing as you, unless it's a positive deal, it is not okay to keep commenting to say the same thing. 3, like one of the others, move on to a different thing that you can actually help better. Otherwise, all you're doing is making that harder. So this lady has to go through 60 of these actual deals saying the exact same thing. This is an instructor for a children's classroom wanting to get a dragon for the kids. How dare you make her life harder? That is unacceptable. After the 10th person, every single one of you should have been ashamed of yourselves. The 10th person should have been the cutoff. Because I found one actual advice. Pick out the one that was the most active. That would have been Pitch for me. Seriously, are you kidding me? So, if it's a positive thing, if this person's just posting to post, they're not asking for advice, Oh man, your dragon looks so good. Man, that's such a great look. You've taken care of that dragon. I mean, all these positive things. Because when a person has a positive reaction, has a positive experience, first thing they want after that, another one. So, that's fine. What do you think that person's going to do when they have a problem? They're going to go to the group that had the most positive reaction to them. They're going to go to the one that made them feel the most, the best. They're going to go to that one. And they're going to ask you for help. And hopefully you're not too toxic to achieve that for them. And that's what this goal is of this channel, is to help us with that as well. So after the third person, don't comment anymore unless you can provide something that's actually unique. We have to understand the advice given in this world is impotent. 99% of advice is impotent. There is no creativity, there's no understanding, you're not even trying to think about the other person. You're going, hey, I know the answer to that, and I'm important in my life, so when I give you an answer, it's going to be correct, and it's good. It's solid, and I'm proud of that. Well, how did your answer actually help this person? How did that help them? I did have an answer, and I think it probably got lost. Now, to use Hydra here is actually from a pet store and had a lot of basic issues. And I was able to solve those in 2 weeks. He literally couldn't lift himself up off the ground, but he was alert. And I can examine my own pets. I know what the vet is looking for. That's me. That's not everybody. I don't recommend that. But me, I'm different. I have a background video if you want. It's fine. So I was able to do it without a vet. And after a month, I took him to a vet, and the vet's like, he is perfectly healthy. I even started doing my own fecals. But after 2 weeks, that guy was on all fours, running around the tank. It's wonderful. I'll actually make a video later about that. And so I was able to give this lady advice that would help her prevent that dragon. But it probably got lost in the shuffle of 60 plus comments saying the same thing that was unhelpful. 99% of advice given in this world is never given for the person taking the advice. It is given for the person giving the advice. I feel good about myself because I gave good advice. Well, how did that advice help me? How did that advice actually achieve success for that person? Now, I have family members that I just adore, that are just some of the greatest people, and they give the worst advice. The advice that I always hear that always gets me. And we'll use Pitch as an example here. This is my baby girl. This is Pitch. This is my baby girl. This is, okay, be yourself. Be yourself. Okay, Pitch here. Pitch wants more superworms. Oh, she definitely wants more superworms. Well, how does she get it? Well, be yourself, Pitch. Be yourself. Well, Pitch, who have you been? Why have you been somebody else? Oh, why have you been somebody else, Pitch? Oh, you haven't been somebody else? So then, Pitch, why? Why are you not getting the amount of superworms that you want? Maybe you ought to make a little change. Maybe if you became more cuddly, like this is amazing how, like, this is more cuddly than she ever usually is. But I think she's very confused, probably a little tired. But yeah, here's my baby girl. Yeah, it's like, oh, she's cuddly. Yeah, so we'll probably leave her out now. But yeah, she made a little change, so we're gonna give her a super. I can't tease her like that. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Because that is cuddly. Come on, baby girl. Well, let it fall to the ground wherever the hell it is. We'll get it later. We'll get it to her. We will definitely. There it is. This is the most cuddly she's been in a... Alright, we'll get it to her later. But she'll get more super worms because she being my baby girl. My baby girl. I love my baby girl. Oh, now he sees the worm. Call him Fancy sees the worm. He's like, oh, yes, yes. I gotta get the worm. We'll throw it in her bowl. So she can make sure she gets it later. But I'm sure Pitch here is going to want to leave instead of cuddling with me. That's how she is. So, looking at it that way, we can clearly see that she does need to make a change if she wants something more. And that's how we should look at life. We should look at changing things. We should look at, if we're not getting what we want, we need to change. Well, I'm not getting the comments that I want. And so I need to approach it differently. And like Michael Jackson says, I need to look in the man in the mirror. So, this shouldn't be Happy Tree, this should be Happy Lizard. So, I started commenting differently. Because I have seen that I do have a few toxic tendencies like everybody does. We all do it once in a while. We get frustrated. It's like, And 99% of the time when I write these things, I write a little question at the end. I give an example of what's going on. Like this is the behavior of the dragon. This is this. This is that. And I'm going to swear, over the last few weeks, it has been wonderful to meet these people. Because for some reason over this last few weeks, and it's probably something I did. Let's see. Let's get her. She probably wants back. Alright, come on. Let me go back in. Yeah, there you go, baby. That's my baby. That's my baby. But I've noticed, like, we're taking this group, and I'm getting more positive feedback, less toxicity from these people, and then I compliment them for it. Well, thank you for your tone as an administrator. It's wonderful to see an administrator who's doing this properly, who's not trying to push their opinion as ultimate fact. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, person. Thank you for that. Thank you for the different way of thinking about that behavior, that type of skeek. And I did. I loved it. Like, I straight up love that stuff. And I started personally messaging some of these people, becoming friends with them, and been able to talk to them over several weeks. And it's just been wonderful. It's like having this community. That's what we should be striving for. We should be striving to be creative, to be understanding. And these people have actually helped me develop stuff. Helped me develop better as a person, as an actual researcher. Oh, well, these skinks climb on top for this reason. Well, no, they might climb on top for this reason, and they do this feeding type thing because of this. How awesome is that? I love that stuff. And these are the people I want in my life. This community has so many non-toxic people. And when you come to a starter field, we need to be positive. We need them to come to us with problems. I think I've never seen this person before. I've never seen them on Facebook. I just got a message the other day from a person in UK wanting help. Yes! Yes! I am more than okay with that. That is another friend in the pocket that I can help. That can help me be better. And it's just created this still. But I know it will pass. For every 99 toxic or non-response I get in comments, I get one or two every so often. And they lead me to thinking differently, to wanting to be better, to thinking better. It is amazing. It makes me happy. Just satisfying in so many ways. And this is what I want for everybody. I think we should all be less, oh, well, my way is the right way, and when I give you my opinion, it's the right thing. Because there's so many biases in communication theories. When I say biases, I don't mean the communication theory itself is biased. I mean the communication theory is talking about people's bias. So that person thinks they're the most important thing in their life. That to them, their life is important. They're important in their natural life. So their opinion, when they speak it, it should be important to you. And it's not. And they don't understand this. And so it fails on so many levels. And it creates issues. And we shouldn't have those issues because we're commenting wrong. We should be asking questions. We should be getting down to the bottom of things. We should be complimenting people who are non-toxic. And we should be producing non-toxic stereotypes in this industry. We don't need to keep repeating the same thing over and over again unless it's positive to keep that person coming back to the group when they have a problem. So we know that they can get help. Pitch is over here. You can see her tail right here. And what she's doing is she's climbing under this magnetic ledge is one of her favorite hiding spots. It's dark, it's open, it's probably a little bit more natural looking for her. She just loves that little spot to hide. If you're wondering who I am, I have a background video you can click on. Now, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.